General nerdery.
One of the things I quote-unquote love about living in Montana is the wild variations in weather predictions we're getting. Because I was looking at, it is just the gossip of our job today, of like what the weather... Because apparently it is going to be somewhere between -8 and -40, sorry.
Okay.
Later this week.
Well, first off, that's going to suck.
Yeah. Oh, you were the first person I thought of because you don't drive. I mean, the answer is probably -15 plus some wind chill, which, so much better. But
That's going to suck.
I'm just waiting because I'm going to Southern California in a couple of weeks for a week. And the people are going to be like, okay, guys, be careful. It gets cold there at night. It's going to be down to 40 degrees. And I'll just be like outside in my tidy whities. I don't even own tidy whities. I will buy them for this experience. Just being like, ah!
Go get yourself Baldrick's posing pouch.
Yeah, right? Oh, God. Welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things and giving you that just wonderful image. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And we're here to talk about, well, Batman.
Batman.
Except not that Batman. I don't know how to do the theme song for that one. I am the knight. Anyways, I was going to say before that, what have we been ingesting? But because we are recording this...
This is going to be our last record before the new year.
Yes. We decided we would do some top 5 lists.
Also, we'll probably be back in like a month. Let's put that out front right now.
Yeah, we might... We have to look at the schedule, but pretty much everyone in Earworm is taking a trip somewhere in January or late December. So schedules are going to be a little wibbly-wobbly for a bit.
But then we'll be back.
Oh, then
Rest
we'll be
assured.
back. No, we got a lot of cool stuff planned. I'm really looking forward to what we have discussed for this year.
I mean, essentially, we'll probably be coming back basically with the new Byland crossover.
Oh, the Blade movies, baby!
So that's going to be fun.
But
there might be something in between there. Not sure yet.
But
it's a lot of math to have to do.
We did not plan this part out.
But just sort of throwing that out there because, yeah, we all got stuff coming up in the next month now that we don't have to deal with work stuff.
Yeah, it turns out if you work in retail, the absolute best time to get a vacation is the week after New Year's when they're like, please don't make us pay you. It's
like, okay.
Like, sounds great.
Okay, we can do that.
I can use my pal hours, right? Yep, cool, okay. I'll be making $20 an hour to hit people with foam sticks.
Anyway, this is our last recording of the year.
So we very last second came up with some top 5 lists of stuff of the year. So I did TV shows and some comic books. I don't know if you did the same or...
I was having a hard time splitting it up and thinking of all the different things. So instead of like a couple different top 5s, I just came up with kind of an in general top 10.
Top 10 media of the year. Ooh, I like that.
Kind of an in general, and spoiler for my list, not everything on my list came out this year. A couple of them are, I encountered them the first time myself this year.
I kept myself to stuff that came out this year, but only because I read so many fucking comic books that
Yeah.
The list was getting overwhelming when I was trying to think through it.
Yeah, I was trying to think of my tops for the year, and I was just like, this is a top, even though it came out in the 70s.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, I might know what you're reading. Okay, so why don't you go first? I am curious because I think I'm going to guess at least 2 of our things will...
overlap? Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to say... Well, at first I came up with a top 5, and then the other 5 was supposed to originally be honorable mentions.
Yeah, but
and
just
then
top
I realized,
10 is fine, because...
So...
Also, are these in specific order, or are just these, like...
I was trying to decide because I probably could order these, but...
I know for me, I don't have a specific order. I do have my favorite of each one, though.
So I guess for me, there's no particular order other than 5 are the top and 5 are the bottom.
Perfect.
If that makes sense.
No, I get you.
So my bottom 5 are one of the ones that didn't come out this year, but I encountered for the first time this year, the movie Phantom of the Paradise, which we just covered a couple weeks ago on Fried Squirms. It is a rock opera horror comedy based on the Phantom of the Opera, Faust, and the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Damn, son. Is this your 70s one? Did you say? No, this is...
Well, I think, what year is that? Yes, so this is 70s. This is 70s.
That sounds amazing.
So here's the amazing thing. There would have been a few weeks in, I think, 1974, where it would have been possible to go to a multiplex and playing all at the same time would have been Phantom of the Paradise, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and The Who's Tommy.
Okay, so The Who's Tommy is largely impossible to parcel out as a logical thing, but if you wanted to drop some acid and just never quite come back, those sound like the 3 movies to watch, and I've only seen 2 of them.
Yeah. Phantom of the Paradise, amazing. I've actually been re-listening to the soundtrack quite a bit lately.
Best part of musicals is...
And they're not great, but they kind of are. It's hard to explain.
No, I feel you.
And I kind of said this on Fried Square. This could get me crucified. I don't actually like Rocky Horror.
Oh,
that
no,
much.
me neither.
I'm sorry, I said it.
I
It's mostly the back half. And it's not because that's the back half is where it gets like super psychosexual. It's because I don't like any of the songs in the back half.
It falls under, I respect it as a piece of art, but it falls under, like, it's not really my scene, and people get so intense about it that it makes me, like, kick back against it a little bit.
Phantom of the Paradise is kind of just like the Rocky Horror I can actually get into.
Oh, nice. That actually is a huge sell.
And it's not anything like Rocky Horror, but it's also the closest thing I can compare it to. It's got very much the same 70s rock opera energy.
Can I tell a quick story about another reason I don't like Rocky Horror that much? I
Yeah.
have bad associations that are not Rocky Horror's fault. In college, the first time I ever took psychedelics, I took mushrooms. And my friends who were helping me out, they were actually terrible trip sitters, which is part of the problem. They went, okay, so if you get overloaded, and they told me this after I took the mushrooms.
Don't come to us. No.
If you get overloaded, we'll just do the time warp. And, like, it's the idea, and the idea was, like, you know, we do the steps and we follow along, and it's just
it interrupts
something
whatever thought process you had going at the time.
Like, but guys, I don't know the time warp. I've never seen this movie. They had to explain to me it was something out of Rocky Horror, and they're like, no, it'll be fine. It was not fine. It was me tripping nuts in a back alley of Missoula, Montana, and them trying to run me through and me desperately trying to keep up. And, like, I'm sure that they were not going fast at all. But it was my first trip, and it was not a good one. So I was just like step to the left, and I'm like, oh, God. So I automatically kind of associate that in ways that's super unfair to the movie.
Next, I'm going to go with Moon Knight.
Jed McKay?
No, the series.
Oh, yes, okay. I thought about it.
Fucking loved it. Lived for it weekly when it was dropping. At the end of the year, though, not quite my top 5.
No, as I said, both it and She-Hulk got considered for my top 5. I think at least one of them would have made it if I did a top 10 like you did.
Mm-hmm.
But
Vampire Survivors.
You've mentioned that to me before.
It's fucking incrable.
Wait, that's that video game.
That's the one that you put on the music, and we were
I put on the yeahs off with their heads will roll while fucking disco lights, and your fucking TV that has like backup lights that match whatever you're watching on the TV. We could have just thrown a rave.
I did have a round the other night where I had so much particle effects and so many enemies on screen at a time, it was making my Series X frame rate stutter.
This game looked very fun. I recommend it to people just based off watching it. If you have seizure dangers, honestly, don't be even in the same house as this game.
I think they just dropped a DLC. It's only been like officially out for like 2 months. It's technically been like released for a long time. They were doing like open betas and like pre-release versions and shit. But
like, okay, I'm not going to say it's not an insanely complicated game, but it's very simple graphics, which is going to help the DLC levels.
So I might have to try that out soon, but I got other shit going on. Anyway, Vampire Survivors though, like it's a blast. The best game that I can think of that you can play with one hand. Which sounds dirty every time you say it, but legitimately, you only need to move your character around and select menus.
Oh boy, okay.
Phil Tippett's Mad God is a fucking masterpiece. It is a stop motion horror film that technically took like 20 years to complete, though it was more like 2 years at the beginning, not do anything for like 15 years, and then like crowdfunding and 3 years at the end. Phil Tippett is a Hollywood special effects legend. Has worked on a shit ton of things from, I believe he was one of the guys that made the AT-ATs walk and stumble in Empire.
It kills me that you call them AT-ATs. It's AT-AT, you monster.
I love AT-AT.
I can just hear my dad being like, what's the difference? What's wrong with you people?
Down to being like one of the dinosaur guys on Jurassic Park and all sorts of shit in between.
I've heard of him at least. He falls under like, oh, okay.
Well,
when I see your name.
His movie is gorgeous. And by gorgeous, I mean it's grody, but it's all stop motion. So like all that grode is like hand done. And it's gorgeous.
Any kind of stop motion is ridiculous. It's kind of terrifying to me.
And it's just sort of this weird, dark, kind of futile, almost nihilistic tone poem of a movie that just works for me.
Oh, on that note, I didn't do a movies. I am going to put a Wendell and Wild as an honorable mention, and I thought the movie was fine, but the stop motion is top notch, and that really does deserve credit as.
And it's not all. It's a weird. It's a mix of things. There is like some live action mixed in and some other things, but, and then so I'd say the top of my bottom 5 could be switched with
the bottom
of my top 5.
Yeah.
So the top of my bottom 5. Adventure Time.
Yep, we did watch all that this year.
We watched all that this year.
God, I was talking to Danny about that, and that was... I'm really glad we did it. I will never do 54 hours for a single podcast again in my life.
So in preparation for this, I actually went back through and re-listened to the What Are We Ingesting parts of every one of our episodes from this year.
Man. I just, thought.
And I got back to the Adventure Time episodes, and I had a hard time not just, continuing going into them. And then I was like, I don't have time for this.
I might re-listen to those. Those are fun. I don't know if I've ever actually listened to our Adventure Time episodes.
And I'm going to also say this out loud. We need to do another block of Adventure Time episodes at some point with Yui.
Oh,
Yui, if 100%. You're
100%.
listening, we need to do this because I don't think we got into talking about hardly anything they actually wanted to talk about in the outline because we were introduced to it and we're still processing it.
Yeah, man. That's...
Having had time to process it, the show's fucking incredible. There's so many really good themes that are played with throughout it. The lore and just the continuity is fucking amazeballs. So we'll get back to it at some point. At least to do an episode about the whole happened, will happen shit. The cyclic nature of the universe is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. Anytime you talk about stuff, you're like, well, Adventure Time. Yeah. It doesn't have to be related at all to Adventure Time. You can connect.
So bottom of my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not even... I mean, it's just over 2 weeks old, I think, at this point. Midnight Suns. Marvel's Midnight Suns.
The video game.
The video game.
Yeah, okay. We read, just as me being like, you have to clarify. We read Old School Midnight Suns earlier this year. They just started a new Midnight Suns comic book And Marvel's Midnight Suns released for the PS4. So, like...
So I'm talking the game. They have the characterizations of the characters pretty much spot on. I've been just loving going and listening to all their interactions, talking with them. As I've been excitedly saying to everybody I can this week, I'm in a motherfucking book club with Blade, Captain America, Captain Marvel, that was started by Blade because he has a giant crush on Captain Marvel and is trying to find an excuse to talk to her more.
That is really cute.
Blade is really dumb about his crush with Captain Marvel. It is hilarious, and I love it. I don't think they'd be a great couple.
No.
But I think his crush is adorable.
I'm all for Blade having romantic feelings, but let's be honest. Dating Blade would be the worst thing on Earth, and I don't care who you are.
I mean, at least she could leave Earth at times.
Yeah.
But
she could just wreck his day, so, like, it would work, but...
No, everything about it so far I've been really digging, even with the things I don't like about it. Menus are fucking terrible. Switching between, like, editing your deck and upgrading your abilities and shit is a giant fucking waste of time. They need to do something with the graphics. People, this goddamn game was released this year, not 5 years ago.
My guy, my favorite game of the year was Pokemon Scarlet, so, like...
It's just... it's annoying when parts look really good, and then you have a cutscene where the camera is, like, hovering over Wolverine's shoulder, and his shoulder hairs are just drawn on squiggles. I'm like, please do a little bit more, because so much of this is so amazing. Or, like, later on, give me a next-gen update or something.
We just got our huge, it's one of those mini-range projectors, so it only sits, like, a foot or so away from, like, where the screen will be, but it projects, like, a 10-foot screen. So my opinion on graphics might improve, the importance of graphics to me might upscale dramatically once we have that.
And there's a certain, like, I fucking love Vampire Survivors. It
doesn't have to be, but if you're gonna do good graphics...
Yeah.
It's a higher bar. Like,
there's a certain bit, and there's only so many areas and so much that this game actually has to render, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so when you're still having problems with, like, draw distance, when the maximum that distance is going to be is, like, 100 meters, kind of bugs me.
Well, literally every time I've seen you play this game, and it's the only game I've seen you play for weeks, you've been in the same goddamn abbey, so, like...
That's what I'm saying. There's only so much that needs to be rendered. Step it up maybe a little bit, but otherwise the gameplay's fucking fantastic. Like, it's one of my favorite things, and it's only been out 2 weeks, so I'm not knocking it that hard. It's just really weird sometimes when you run into some of that stuff, and you're like, everything else is so polished, why isn't this? God damn it. Also, like 4 hours in, I ran into a bug that was almost game-breaking, which... And the fact that happened and I still put it in my top 5 is...
Hardcore.
Children of Dune.
Yeah, that's definitely not from 2022. Really? Children goes on your top 5.
I think of the first 4, Children was my favorite. And Children and God Emperor I read both this year for the first time.
Children is my least favorite, so that's super I'm not saying you're wrong, obviously. Like, I think Children is super important, but I struggled with it. Why is that one your...
I felt like Children...
Sounds so accusing. Why do you like that one?
Children, I felt, was the best mix of everything that first 4 books is doing. Like, it's a straight-ahead political thriller that has actual, like, action and assassination attempts and double-crossing, and, like, the political intrigue is on par with, like, when Game of Thrones is doing it at its highest.
Okay, I can give you that.
But it still also manages to have those weird, like, little musings on the way this all actually fits together and why people are acting like this. And
I'm not saying I agree with you, because obviously I don't, but I'm sorry, that sounded so bad. But, like, okay, so it does have... What I thought the first Dune book did best was the, like, philosophical musings, it probably did better than the rest of them. I thought the political intrigue was best in Dune Messiah, personally. And then I thought that the high strain, the fucking what the hell is happening weirdness was best in God Emperor. And I don't think Children manages as good at any of those, but it does probably find the best balance of the three of those.
See, and with Messiah, I kind of feel like it's barely its own thing and should have just been like Dune and Messiah should forever now be just packaged together.
I am also super aware that I am alone in loving Dune Messiah as much as I loved Dune Messiah. And you are 100% correct. It is Dune Part 2.
Yeah, it's Dune 1.5. And then Children is 2.
Mm-hmm.
And God Emperor is 3. But here's the thing,
they were originally all supposed to be one book. How fucking insane of a book would that have been?
Right?
It wouldn't have worked at all.
No. And I ended up really loving God Emperor, but something about Children just flowed so much better for me.
I would love to reread it. We had Wug on for the Dune movies. It might be fun to do a Dune book. God, it'd be hard to do Dune book on a single episode, but like...
Oof, yeah. Peacemaker.
Shit, I knew I was missing something.
Because it's magical.
Here's
the thing. Peacemaker's opening sequence makes my top 5.
Yeah.
The fact that the rest of the show is as good as it is bonus.
I still am... One, I'm so curious what's going to happen with Peacemaker because James Gunn is basically relaunching most of the most of the DC universe. I'm like, okay, Henry Cavill's not going to be Superman. It is kind of a bummer because he was so excited to be back.
But now he's just going to be God Emperor.
Yeah, I don't care about that. But, like, man, just make him Jor-El. Like, if you want to do a young Superman, he can't do it. He's like 50. Like, you know, that's not even being mean on him. But he'd be a great Jor-El. And... it'd be fun. Superman's got this long history of bringing in old actors into new roles.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so curious, like, what's going to happen with, like, Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad? Is he going to try and just roll that into his new universe? Is he just going to keep making a couple shows and not mention it? It would be insane to not use Peacemaker. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because it's fucking Peacemaker, but it was so...
it was so good. It was so good. Highly recommend. Above that, though, Andor. Because holy shit, Andor. Because it's like one of the only Star Wars things that I can get my partner into. And she loved it too. Jesus, I mean, it's heavy. But it's even the kind of heavy that I don't have a problem putting on.
I finished it last night.
Yeah.
So the second half is supremely better than the first half, like night and day. And I liked the first half, but the second half is just fucking killer. I mean, it's good enough that I made sure to finish it last night so I could put it on my top 5 list without, like...
having a caveat, having an asterisk there.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, I've already watched it twice. It's been out in its entirety for, less than a month and a half at this point?
Yeah, very short amount of time.
Loved it. Number 1, Elden Ring.
You put a lot of time into that fucking video game. That tracks.
I feel lucky to have lived in this year when Elden Ring dropped. I have no doubt that it's going to go down as an all-timer.
For a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Just as far as video game achievements, they're still releasing awesome content for it. They just a couple weeks ago dropped the multiplayer Coliseums. And that's just for free. Hey guys, cool. Here you go.
Have some stuff.
The updates have been great. Honestly, half of the YouTube... I haven't played the game any more than probably about 6 hours in the past 3 months, as I've just been like getting into other things, waiting for us to get the first official DLC before I drop back in.
Mm-hmm.
And still like 3/4 of my YouTube watching is related to Elden Ring.
Oddly, one of the prettiest things I've seen this year is you showed me some...
Oh, the Shifa River. Yeah.
Sure.
The Underdark.
Yeah, it was the Underdark and it had like stars up above. It was fucking amazing.
That is, going down to the Shifa River is probably in my top 3 gaming moments of all time. Like, I had no idea what I was getting into when I went down that elevator, and it blew my fucking mind, blew my hair up. I rarely have that kind of experience with any sort of media, and it was so just enthralling that this is what that game brought to me. So
that's really cool. Okay, so let's see. For video games, the only 2 video games I put real time into this year were Spider-Man and Pokemon Scarlet. So
Shredder's Revenge.
I did put some time into Shredders. I've almost beat that. You're right.
Oh yeah, weren't you actually really close?
I did not realize I was on like the second to last level, but yes. God, I did that all in like a day and a half too. Like, I mean, it's not a long game.
No.
But I am not good at side-scroll and punch 'em ups. So I really enjoy Pokemon. Oh, Legends of Arceus as well, which I think is very early this year. Probably that's my favorite of the ones that came out this year. Spider-Man remains just its own. It's older, but it remains its own unique beast. There are few games that I've played that I love as much as that Spider-Man game. So, all right, we're doing my top 6 for TV shows because I cannot think of one to take out for Peacemaker, but I cannot not mention Peacemaker. We won't go into it because we've already been over it. Honorable mentions. Wednesday, the new Addams Family TV show. I really liked it. I am on my second watch through. It's a murder mystery. I always like to do a second watch through a murder mystery, see what I can pick up. It's not a great murder mystery. It is a good feelings piece. Like it has its very own like sense of style that it really lives in, which, I mean, that's Tim Burton's whole shtick, but it doesn't get lost in the Tim Burton.
Okay.
Lower Decks makes honorable mention. Lower Decks season 3. Probably the only reason it's not on my top 5 and a different Star Trek show is I thought season 2 was stronger than season 3, as we've discussed before. It's still fucking great. I'm still rewatching it. Like, it's not. And then Prodigy also makes the other Star Trek show makes honorable mention because it's not done yet. And also it started in 2021. So like it's very slow pace. So I want to give that time to finish before I try to definitively rank it. So without specific order really, other than my top rank, I'm going to start with Our Flag Means Death.
Okay.
Which I honestly thought was going to rank somewhere on yours, but
I loved it, and when I kept thinking back on it, I just, as much as I love it, like, I was only doing a top 10. You know what I mean?
No, there's got to be.
And I was doing a top 10 overall.
Stuff, yeah. My things would probably be different. The only reason it doesn't get kicked for Peacemaker is the second half is so insanely strong. I think the second half is stronger than Peacemaker as a whole, but the first like few episodes are decidedly weaker than Peacemaker. So overall, I like them about the same, but...
Before you get too much further in your list, I realized I guess I have one honorable mention that I think would have made the list.
I just dropped 3, so go for it.
Right, but I haven't finished it yet.
What's it?
I haven't even finished the first season. There's only 2 seasons, and so I haven't even gotten into the second season. But I'd recently started Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
I've heard such good things.
And it's fucking amazing. Like, it's right up my alley, but...
Well, it's Douglas Adams plus
Max
Frodo.
Landis plus Frodo. And everyone's knocking it out of the park.
Elijah Wood. I just was blanking a name there.
I have read one of those books, not the first one, but...
I've never read them. I just know it's Douglas Adams.
You can tell.
Yeah, man.
Well, not only can you tell, but you can tell exactly what era Douglas Adams, because the first Dirk Gently's book was a reworked version of his unused Doctor Who script, Shada.
Really? I've seen versions of Shada before, but...
So Dirk Gently is kind of the con man version of the Doctor, except the show reworks that a little bit. He's not a con man in the show. It's more complicated.
For a script that never actually saw the light of day as a TV show, They have released so many different versions of Shada over the years. Good Lord.
Yeah, loving it, but it can't.
No, it's the same reason Prodigy
asterisk.
didn't make it on. Yeah, our flag means death. Also, it gets credit because, I mean, explicitly queer TV is important. It is good to see that. On the same thing, I'm kind of surprised Reservoir Dogs didn't make it on for you.
Reservation Dogs.
It's a top 10 list, and you and I ingest a lot of fucking media. Like, you're not wrong. Shorzy, which I did not expect to be on my top 5 list. I've rewatched that show so many times now.
Man, and that's a weird one, too, because I have also rewatched Shorzy a number of times, and it didn't make my top, but it's more rewatchable than top for me, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's comforting.
It's one of the ones I show people because I'm like, no, you need to see this. So that was kind of on my list of consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Bee and Puppy Cat.
Okay.
Which, one, I was very determined to have an animation on here because animation is incredible. 2, turns out most animation I was watching was before 2022. Like, Castlevania might be the thing I enjoyed most, but... And 3, Bee and Puppy Cat is so weird and so good and created by a person who worked on Adventure Time for 5 seasons. She created the Fiona and Cake characters that became their own episodes.
Oh, okay.
And I know you weren't huge on the Fiona and Cake stuff, but, like, that's clever.
Yeah. I think I liked Fiona and Cake less as it went on.
It was better the first time when you were like, hey, what?
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, it kind of... It's a risk when you return to bits every season on any show.
And it's only maybe because... I mean, it's still not bad. Once again, Adventure Time made my top 10. Fuck it, I'm not gonna... Whatever.
The worst Adventure Time is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Like... And by that, I mostly mean the first season being, in my opinion, some of the worst, where I was like, this is well done, but... Next up, Andor. We've already discussed it. Not surprised at all there. Oh, real quick, for Bee and Puppy Cat, if we haven't discussed it, I know I've said I've watched it. I don't know if I've ever tried to explain that show.
You haven't on the show?
A strange woman, who, spoiler alert, is also a robot, encounters a magical puppy cat. It's never clear if Puppy Cat is a puppy that looks like a cat or a cat that looks like a puppy.
So a puppy cat isn't the young version of cat dog.
I knew you were going to go there. It's definitely not. It's just one thing. He's also secretly a space prince that got disguised in this form. And they go... It's a combination of, like, slice of life of this really weird fucking island that makes no sense whatsoever. And Bee and Puppy Cat get transported to an alternate... or a kind of, like, different dimension where they're assigned temp work on different worlds. And so there's, like, the race car world. Or the donut world. And it's... I'm making it sound bad, but it is good. But it is one of those that I watched it. I learned very much about every single character. We finished the season, and I'm like, I think I understand less than I did at the beginning.
That's funny.
Very sweet, extremely gorgeous. Andor, which we already mentioned, and then for me, my favorite of the world my favorite TV show of the year was Strange New Worlds, the new Star Trek show, the one on the Enterprise.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, I've liked
the one where the trailer looked like a movie for every episode.
Yeah. And it feels like it. It is old school Star Trek with budget.
I'm okay with that.
Right?
I'm okay with that. I am going to have to give it a shot one of these days.
I mean...
Just not enough hours in the day.
I super feel you.
I'm best friends with magic. We're besties.
You know... Before we did the magic episode of New Island, and by this, as we always have to make clear, we're talking about Ilyana Rasputin, Colossus's little sister, I would have been like, so what? She a bitch. But then we did that episode, and I'm like, I want to be Magic's best friend.
Right?
For the comic books, honorable mentions, Strange by Jed MacKay, which is the follow-up to Death of Doctor Strange, and it follows Clea as the Sorcerer Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny Zero, who, a couple of these I'm realizing now I did not get their If I didn't automatically know their creators, I did not look them up. Jenny Zero is a Dark Horse Comics book about a daughter of a great hero, and they fight like kaiju.
Okay.
Except she's mostly a drunken party girl these days because she doesn't want to try to live up to her dad's responsibility. It is... Did you ever read The Prophet by from Image that came out a couple of years ago? It's a very weird...
No, never did.
It's a very stylized book.
Okay.
And thanks to the audio medium, it's extremely hard sometimes to convey a book that works so well because of the art. But it's just... Dark Horse has been putting out these books that aren't manga, but definitely have manga influence. And 2 of them have made my list of top 5 this year, because they're just keep knocking them out of the park. Or I guess it didn't make my top 5, it made honorable mention, but it's extremely good. And then Blackwood by Evan Dorkin, which didn't make my top 5 list because it did not come out this year. But the big fancy hardcover copy version of it that I just bought sure as fuck did. Oh, it's pretty too. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
I'm so predictable. All right, so actually this one can go in order. First, for I guess number 5 for comic books, the Robin series by Joshua Williamson from DC Comics. It is basically, I think I mentioned it last week, Damian Wayne, the grandson of Ra's al Ghul and the son of Batman, goes to the Mortal Kombat Island.
Finish him.
There's a lot of murder. Because the point of this is like, this is Lazarus Island, so you cannot die. You will be reborn. Just the power of the Lazarus pits have so permeated this island. So in this contest, you can leave and just run away at any point, or you are officially fully out when you have died 3 times. But once you died 3 times, you don't get regenerated. You just
die.
Dead.
Okay.
So most people are like dying twice, but like the proper tournament doesn't even happen till every member has died at least once. So like at that point it becomes actual like this person versus this person. Before it's just a fucking like kill 'em all island.
Okay. It starts off kind of like battle royale style.
Yeah, and then it becomes a Mortal Kombat thing. But like Robin realizes that he can kill without consequences, and he just immediately murders like 10 people with knives. Just like, oh, this is awesome, and starts just throwing fucking batarangs in people's throats. Like, because he's still Damian Wayne. He is a little psychopath. Like,
that tracks really well.
That brings us to No One Left to Fight 2. No One Left to Fight and No One Left to Fight 2 might as well be one series, but No One Left to Fight 2 is the one that came out this year. I have talked about it a couple of times. It is the insanely colorful book that I was talking about that I bought just off the colorist, which is a very strange thing to do. It is basically midlife crisis for shonen heroes.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But is so much better than that makes it sound.
I remember you talking about this.
But it's kind of... you know, Naruto or Goku or whoever saved the world. What happens next? 7 Secrets by Tom Taylor, which is about a secret society. It's hard to explain this without giving stuff away, and even understanding it, I only kind of understand it. It's about a secret society that controls the 7 secrets. Okay. The secrets, what they are, is initially pretty unclear, but there is the keeper of the secret who has a briefcase that the secret is within, that is inside.
And then Marcellus Wallace ends up with it.
I don't know what that means.
And Pulp Fiction reference.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I have not seen Pulp Fiction since fucking middle or college. Middle school would be weird. And then there is the guardian of the secret who is like the bodyguard of the keeper of the secret. The main character is the son of a pair. So a guardian and a keeper. Okay. You're not supposed to do that because you're not supposed to have families because your entire existence is supposed to be devoted to the keeping of the secrets. What the secrets are is unclear initially, like through the entire first volume at least, but just opening a briefcase was enough to blow up a castle. And that was just like a, like snap open, snap shut kind of thing. So it's,
Okay.
but it's all about secret societies and murder and intrigue and strange people fighting. And it's very, very good. Nightwing by Tom Taylor, because Tom Taylor makes out like a bandit in this series. Nightwing was definitely my favorite series of last year. It remains my favorite series of this year. The only reason it didn't hit number one is it got caught up in the big Batman crossover event Fear State, and that dragged a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It was good, but it just fucked up the momentum of what they were building on, and it just took it a minute to recover. And then my finale, my top book of the year, Moon Knight by Jed McKay, who also makes out like a fucking bandit. And
I've been hearing nothing but good things about this run, and not just from you.
It is the best superhero comic of the year, hands down. And I read a lot of fucking superhero comics. It might also be the best Moon Knight run of all time. And considering how much both of us love the Warren Ellis run, that's saying a lot. The difference is Warren Ellis run is a unapologetically brilliant piece of like comic book literature. This one is actually more concerned of being a Moon Knight comic at the same time. Like the character of Mark Spector and Stephen Grant and Jake Lockley, I was forgetting the third, actually matter, as opposed to they don't really exist in the Warren Ellis run. It's just the Moon Knight.
Okay.
So those are mine.
Hell yeah. I like that.
Those are all real good.
I now also feel bad that I didn't put Reservation Dogs on any of my lists, but
This is the problem with top 5 lists, because you're just going through being like, fuck.
well, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if it would top out any of these top 10s, but if I could just trying to imagine myself like 5 years in the future, if you asked me what some of the most important things from this time period would be,
Reservation
it's
Dogs
going
is
to come
probably,
up.
yeah.
I fucking loved it. I am going to go back through it soon, but it's rough because it is essentially 2 seasons that are a comedy, dramedy.
I get what you're saying.
About
I super
some
get what...
really heavy grief.
Yeah. Well, on that awkward transition note,
Also, kind of like I realized that I think there was a new season of Barry this year that I just didn't bring up.
I was expecting Barry to be on
Barry
your
is
list.
going to be, once again, like, even if it didn't make this top 10, ask me in 5 years, it's one of the most important things that was put out this year. This latest season probably ensures that sometime in the future, what's his name? Why am I blanking his name? He is Barry.
Oh, fuck you.
Right? He is going to win an Oscar. He might end up being a fucking EGOT in some way. I don't know how, but holy shit. So talented. His directing, like his acting and writing was amazing, but his directing as well was just...
Bill Hader?
Bill Hader. Fucking on point. So...
Which is funny because I know Bill Hader from 2 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where he's one of the most annoying characters that... I mean, he does a good job doing that, but like...
But once again, it's another one that's just like, oof. This season especially was very much about the fallout of the fact that Bill Hader's character is not a good guy.
No, he's like an assassin.
He's an extremely broken person who decided to become an assassin for a living. And it's all coming back to bite him in the 4th season. And so it's kind of a fucking downer, even though it's really well done. Like, way more of a downer than Andor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Way more of a downer than Andor.
And Andor was not a happy... And it talks about prison brutality.
Yeah.
That's an ongoing theme of Andor.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ is good, though.
So, anyway.
Trailers.
Trailers.
We have...
Let's do the least interesting one first.
Which one are you calling that? I don't actually know.
I'm going to say Barbie?
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, it's an extremely interesting trailer, because what the fuck is that trailer?
Okay, so we watched the Barbie trailer because, I don't know if you've been seeing any of the stuff that's coming out on this. I have an online friend, at least, who is, like, obsessed with this movie, and it's not even come out yet. And so I've been seeing bits of it over the last several months and being
I've
like,
seen a couple shots from set and stuff and some of the promo photos they released.
me being like, what the fuck is happening in this? Should definitely say, from the top, we are aware that we are not the target audience for this movie.
That's the thing, though. We might be. 'Cause I'm not sure who the target audience for this movie is based on that trailer.
I definitely am much more interested in after watching this. I have no idea what to expect from this goddamn movie.
The trailer is just a drawn out 2001 homage.
Mm-hmm.
And is hilarious and slightly surreal, and I kind of love it. But also, I'm not entirely sure that it's not just me really liking how Margot Robbie looks.
Margot Robbie is so fucking hot. And she's a great actress. I do not, for a second, I try not to be like, oh, I love her because she's hot. But Jesus Christ, Margot Robbie is an attractive human being. And she pulls off that, like, 50s look that she has in this. Like, no one's business.
Like, I don't question for a second that she's playing Barbie.
No, that was Barbie right there.
Yeah, that was Barbie.
And you see
without quite being Barbie, but it's Barbie.
Well, and we see the other, we've seen stills where she's wearing just the brightest of pink colors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know this is very classic Barbie look, but like the other classic Barbie looks. And like we see briefly Barbie in a town, and every town is a Barbie playhouse, like every building. So it's open to the world and all hot pink. Fucking the guy from The Notebook is playing Ken. But Ncuti Gatwa apparently is also playing a different iteration of Ken. I'm told he's also called Ken.
Oh, wild.
I don't know what that means. I don't know if just every guy is named Ken. It is weird to see.
I feel like I have to see this movie. Like, the trailer kind of weirdly sold me.
It's weird to see the Doctor coming out in a Barbie movie the year before. Like, because they just started filming this week his episodes.
And Simu Liu?
And Simu Liu. I knew I was forgetting someone. Like, Shang-Chi and the Doctor and the dude from... No, I'm not going to use The Notebook. Blade Runner 2049?
Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
Thank you. We have caught on that I had no idea what the name of that guy was off the top of my head. And Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and Harley Quinn.
You have to, even if you have no interest in watching Barbie, and I don't blame you if you don't, because I didn't, you have to at least watch this trailer because it is weird.
This might end up being like the next Lego movie, where it was announced and everyone's like, why? And then you watch it and you're like, oh, that's why. Because this is fucking magical.
And they're both Mattel, aren't they?
I
don't fucking know. I don't know why I would ask that like that was a thing that either one of us would be aware of. But
Is Lego its own company, or did it eventually get bought by somebody?
No, I think Lego is still Lego.
Yeah.
Either way, they're weirdly good at... I mean, if this movie works out, they're weirdly good at just being like, here's a toy line. Have fun. Which historically goes really badly.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Angry Birds.
Oh, I was going to say Battleship.
Also I forgot about Battleship. No one expected anything. I thought about watching it, but only because I really like Liam Neeson.
Right? So the other trailer. Spider-Verse. Across it, not into.
Not into. I mean, if we have not made it clear yet, Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite superhero movie of all time. We watched it on my wedding night, and it wasn't my idea.
It's fucking fantastic.
We'd done all the wedding stuff for hanging out. That sounds really dirty when I put it that way. Not wrong. And then we're like, all right, what do you want to do now? And Cece's like, you want to watch Spider-Verse? I'm like, yeah, I fucking do.
Yes, I do.
Love you so much. This is why we married.
It's my favorite movie to watch on my TV.
Oh, it might be the first thing that goes on that giant 10-foot screen we were talking about. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm getting one over to the new Miles Morales designed costume.
Okay.
They did very basic changes.
A little bit. Yeah.
Instead of the kind of triangle shape of the red on the on his chest, they've changed it to more of a tracksuit stripe red on the sides. It's good. I like the other one better still, but like I especially see for this style how that is interesting and fun. And considering the other, did you see the Miles Morales updated costume that they did for like 2 years in the comics? That's extremely different.
I know I must have seen it, but it's not
mostly
immediately
all
jumping
red
to mind.
instead of the. It doesn't look anything like the classic Miles Morales.
Okay.
And then it's kind of like street clothes with a Spider-Man mask, except for some reason the like collar of his shirt goes up and covers like half his face, like it's a bandana across his face or something like that.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's just such a clear step down from one of the best super suits of the past 20 years that I got distracted. Also, I don't see how the Thing is staying connected to his mask at all times.
Fair. So this trailer got me so hyped that I am like 10 issues into the original Spider-Man 2099 run.
Oh, you mentioned that you were God, I love that run so much.
I'm really enjoying it. I need to get to more. That's probably what I'm going to be reading during my breaks at lunch this week. Dude, I'm hyped. Everything looks good. Here's the thing. Like, that first movie is gorgeous and flawless, and the animation manages to look better in this one. I feel like Miles's world, even though it was already a little bit stylized, his world is a touch more stylized now in this one. I noticed that the some of the shading was a little bit different, and it feels like it has more depth in a weird way.
Yeah, I would agree.
I did see a couple trailer breakdowns. Oh, yeah, that one.
I'm showing him the new costume. It's Google Miles Morales' new costume. It's fine. It's just not as good.
And there's some interesting Spider-Man walking around.
I mean, let's see. We've seen a version of Jessica Drew that looks awesome. She also kind of looks like Misty Knight, but not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know I saw the armored Spider-Man costume that Marcos Martin designed. You pointed out we saw the amazing Bagman, which is incredible.
Harder to notice, and you have to freeze frame it to be able to pick out the differences in design. It does appear at one point that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is walking beside, some other, I can't remember. There was another like pull. I think he's walking beside the Spider-Man from the games.
Oh, the Insomniac one.
The Insomniac
I know that one has shown up. I know.
And I think at one point you can see in the background, I want to say it's Peter B. is talking to the Miles from the Insomniac games.
Oh, that's cool. I know for sure that we will see. I saw the Kane version of the Scarlet Spider, so Scarlet Spider 2, not the hoodie, but I'm hoping we'll get hoodie Scarlet Spider still. And I know I saw Superior.
I was about to say at least one of them appears to be Superior. And there was who's the like steampunk?
Oh God, she's
you see her for a second.
She's not also named Penny, is she?
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
You see her for a second as well.
There are so many spiders, and hopefully they don't. As I've talked about before, my concern is they did a pretty good balance of the previous one of introducing multiple spiders without just overwhelming the audience with it. But if they can keep that up, fucking great.
It is interesting to note that the Bagman is not wearing the Fantastic Four.
Nope. They do not have the rights to do that. So we know Spider-Man and Leo Portman
show
up. We don't know how much. Spider-Man
Miles
has
pissed off a shit ton of the spiders by the end of that trailer.
And it sure kind of looks like Miguel might be in charge, and that might not be a good thing.
From what I understand is that the overall bad guy for these next two is going to be the Spot. But that this movie involves there basically being two factions within the Spider people that are disagreeing as to how to deal with the Spot.
I refuse to believe that the Spot is not a plant that they're using to distract us with something, because it's the Spot. He is not good. But I mean, fucking win me over, man. Like, yeah, I mean, definitely we see Gwen being like, we're supposed to be the good guys. Miguel going, Isaac. We are. Oscar Isaac going to be fucking great. Not so worried about that at all.
I like what I'm assuming is Miguel's world when he's doing when he's fucking chokeslamming Miles, which was hardcore as shit. I liked the stylizing on that. I can't wait to see more of that in action.
Of the 2099 world. I'm most excited that we definitely see Peter B. Parker, but, he's continued his tradition of, I am too old and tired to worry about being cool as Spider-Man. So he's wearing a fucking pamplemousse and a bathrobe. And I've seen art, I don't know if it is official for it, of his daughter, Mayday Parker, who in the comic version is one of my favorite Spider-Man of all time, or Spider characters of all time, Spider-Girl of the MC2 universe. And in this one, she's a cute little redhead, which, fucking appropriate.
Yeah,
I really hope we get to see a version of MJ with Spinneret, who was from Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. And we might have to do some Spider-Man stuff soon.
I hope we get, like, a more mystical Spider Totem era Aranya.
I desperately want some Aranya. She's so fucking cool. Ezekiel would be a good character to slide in here. He's connected to the Spider Totem stuff. God. We're not going to be talking about Spider-Man, but I just want to go watch this movie now.
I know. What, June 2nd?
June 2nd.
Supposedly. It might get delayed. Who knows? If it does, I don't care, because I want them to do it right.
Do what you need to get this movie right.
Yeah. And the next one.
Everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe it's so long when they first announced it. I'm like, no. You take your fucking time. You do not fuck this up.
Also, animation takes a long time.
Especially this one. They cannot, in the style, just fall back on, like, here's our Pixar moving animations. Just insert this character on top of it.
No. Doesn't work. Cool. Is
that
it for this?
Let's take a quick break, and we'll go from amazing new animation to amazing, I don't want to call it old, because I remember when it came out, but, like, amazing old animation.
It's just a world now.
So, you watched this on HBO Max as well, I assume,
yes.
Right? Did you know that they put on the In Loving Memory of Kevin Conroy at the beginning? Because
Jesus Christ.
It made me so glad that I watched it on streaming instead of digging up my DVD copy.
I felt that part took me by surprise, and the waterworks almost started, and then I felt dumb because it took me by surprise because I was a little bit stoned and forgot that I had already heard it mentioned in a podcast earlier.
Oh, I did not know it was there.
And that picture, just from the...
God, he's young in that.
I mean, I'm assuming that picture had to have been taken during the recording of this.
Or the just animated series, at least. Like...
Yeah. Well, that's what I...
Yeah.
Just in that time frame. Just based on his age and... Like, it would make sense.
So, really, the reason we decided to do this is because Kevin Conroy passed. And, I mean, he's Kevin Conroy. It's one of those, like, if you know, you know, and if you don't, I don't know how to explain to you how important. But for generations of fans, Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman.
When I read Batman, I
read
hear
it in
Kevin Conroy's voice. And there's not many other characters I can say that about, where their voice actor is so connected to them that I hear them when I read the character.
Mark Hamill is the Joker.
That's about the only other one. And even then, I know I'm getting it wrong, because the Joker's voice is really hard to do.
Maybe Tim Daly is Superman, but, like, again, every time I'm saying this, I am pulling back to the same animated universe. Like, right. It's just... And Kevin Conroy... Man.
Well, and beyond just this, like, he continued to be Batman in
and he continued to be grateful to, like, there are some people who very understandably get annoyed to be typecast or to kind of be stuck with a character forever. And I get that. I will never for a second argue someone that's like, that was great, that was a job I did, I want to do other stuff. By all means. But I really love it when people recognize, even if it's sometimes annoying, how important what might be a goofy little thing like, oh, I voiced Batman in a TV show.
Did you ever hear the story of when he was working in like soup kitchens after 9/11?
I don't know if I've heard that specific story. I've heard a couple of Kevin Conroy.
Well, he just like went to like volunteer and was like helping out and stuff, and people are all like down and shit, and somebody like one of the other guys that like in the kitchen working beside him like kept hearing his voice and eventually had to be like, dude, are you
Batman? See, I heard a different.
And then like once it was kind of out and stuff, he managed to kind of like lift the mood of the entire room of just like doing the like, I am the night, I am vengeance from like behind where nobody could hear it, but it sounds like Batman's in the room with you.
No, the one I had heard was, and this is apparently, I can't verify this story. This is something I read online. Always take, but of, he was, you know, some homeless guy. This would have been in the like mid 90s. Like he was still working on the animated series, asked if he had any money. And he's like, sorry, man, I don't have my wallet on me. And the guy goes, yeah, hey, I've heard your voice before. It's like, are you Batman? He's like, yeah. Or at first, are you Kevin Conroy? And he's like, who the fuck knows me? Like, and then, are you Batman? I'm like, you have to do it. You have to do the please, man. Like, just, and so he does. And this homeless guy is just fucking like, oh my God, I met Batman. And he's like, okay, hold on. I'm going to go into my car and I'm going to get you money. He's like, nope, you don't gotta. You did the Batman. You made my night. And he's like, no, I can't have you thinking Batman's cheap. Like, and I desperately hope this is true. Real quick, we don't usually do this, but it's stuff I want to start doing. Kevin Conroy, voice actor, first born on November 30th, 1955. First born. Just born. It's not second born. Which makes him
born
younger
the first time.
Which makes him younger than my dad, which kind of freaks me out. But he died November 10th, 2022, age 66. Was an active voice actor from 1978 to 2022. He actually just came out as gay last year, in 2021. And wrote a very heart-wrenching book called Finding Batman, comic, like, that is all about kind of how Batman saved him and helped him when he was facing discrimination for being a gay man.
I've been really wanting, I've read it a couple times, not since he passed though, because I have not wanted to cry that hard.
Yeah,
like I know the next time I read it, I'm going to be a mess now knowing that he has passed.
Man, I was a mess just reading it before that, so yeah.
It is fucking beautiful though, and we don't really do structured recommendations anymore, but if we're going to recommend anything, read Kevin Conroy's Batman comic.
Also, Mark Hamill's tribute to him was extreme. I mean, a lot of people did good tributes, but like Mark Hamill, those two worked together for decades. Well, and generally, if you brought one back, you brought the other back.
Well, I was going to say, even beyond being Batman and the Joker, once they were both so recognizable as those characters, if you had a chance of casting the other one when you cast one, you would, just for the stunt casting.
Right?
Even if it was just for, like, a scene to have them interact again.
And they did conventions together. They genuinely seem to enjoy each other. I don't want to sound like I'm knocking on Mark Hamill, but we talk so much about Mark Hamill being the iconic Joker. I think Kevin Conroy does a better Batman than Mark Hamill does a Joker. Which is saying a lot because he is head and shoulders above any other Joker. And there have been some good Jokers.
Yeah. That's tough.
Do you have a first memory of like Kevin Conroy or Batman the Animated Series? Or because you're only like a year or two older than me, but it's amazing how you remember some things much more clearly than I do because of...
My memory is that I wasn't actually that much into the animated series when it first dropped.
Really?
I didn't dislike it by any means.
I liked Superman better because it had lasers. And now I recognize like how amazing it was that Batman the Animated Series didn't have lasers, but I was, fucking 5. I liked lasers.
I didn't dislike it by any means, but I was not making sure to catch episodes like I was with, let's see, during that time period, it would have been like, I don't know, like the X-Men cartoon and like Spider-Man, and after that, Spider-Man Unlimited. Those were my jams. Like, when it came to the animation back in the day, I was way more about the Marvel side. Mm-hmm. Because I kind of, in a way, like I've talked about it before, I kind of had my Batman already.
Because you had Adam West.
Yeah, and like, that was my memories of Batman, was like waking up super early in the morning, because I've a lifelong insomniac.
God, that had to suck for your parents.
And catching those episodes super early in the morning, like hanging out with Dad while he's getting ready for work and stuff. And I loved that shit, like, so much. That was kind of Batman. And then I also had, like, the Tim Burton Batmans by that time. Mm-hmm. And especially as a kid, I fucking loved those. Going back, I'm a lot more critical of them. Especially the Burton ones.
I might like to do those movies for some stuff just to... I've always been super critical of Returns, and I kind of want to try to give it a fair shot.
You should be.
Okay, I'm glad to hear someone else say that, because everyone else is like, no, that's the perfect one.
Fuck no, it isn't.
Terrible iteration of the Penguin, which is too bad, because Danny DeVito is such a good actor for the Penguin.
Penguin is like a sex pest. Batman full on just like at one point drops a bomb down a fucking clown's trousers and then pushes him into an open sewer.
Christopher Walken is just there for some reason.
Isn't he Max Shrek?
Yeah. But I mean, he's really just like...
He's there.
Christopher Walken.
It's... Ooh.
It is the more Burton heavy of the two. Like, the first one is a Batman movie by Tim Burton. Mm-hmm. The second one is a Tim Burton movie
featuring
that
Batman.
happens to have Batman in it. And I get why a lot of people like that second one better, especially if you're a Burton fanboy. I like Burton, but a lot of my favorite Burton stuff is the ones where he has to calm it the fuck down. You know, I like fucking Big Fish might be my favorite Tim Burton movie. Like,
God, I don't know if I've rewatched Big Fish since it dropped on video.
It's still extremely good. It is too long. It's like 3 hours long.
I just realized that by pointing out since Big Fish dropped on video means I haven't seen it in probably about 2 decades.
20 years, yeah.
Something like that.
God, that's been hitting me a lot lately.
So, yeah, don't have... Anyway. That's the thing. I mostly remember not liking it that much when it was on air and I could catch it all the time. And it was only looking back when I later got into comics that I sort of realized just how good and how genius it was.
Mm-hmm. It has the best Mr. Freeze episode of all time. Best Mr. Freeze story, Heart of Ice.
I probably saw just about every episode as a kid because there was only so much TV to watch back then.
But it wasn't your Batman.
I wasn't making time for it. It was more something on while I was waiting for the next thing to come on.
It's kind of how I was about Spider-Man, but like, which is weird to say, but you know, it was, see, for me, it was one of those things. I was always aware of it. I always knew that I liked it. I always knew that it was fucking cool. But where I got into it is Batman Beyond, which we've talked about me being such a big fan of. And I almost pushed us to do some Batman Beyond stuff for this episode, but...
We'll just do it in the future anyway.
Well, one, yeah, we'll just do it in the future anyways. And then two, as important as he is in that, that's Terry's show.
Yes.
If we want to do a Kevin Conroy thing, then we needed to do something in this era. If we were doing a show for Will Friedle, that'd be weird because it's Will Friedle and like he's good, but he's not an icon of an actor in the same way. That would be Batman Beyond. Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
I don't know, man. I started saying that. I'm like, I don't want to be mean to Will Friedle because he was fucking great in that. But like,
But at the
His
same
other big
time-
thing that he did was an older brother in a show I didn't watch.
Well, yeah. However, I watched every single episode of Boy Meets World multiple times.
I would have. I just didn't have regular access to it.
Not only that, but every episode of Kim Possible multiple times.
I do love Kim. Man, we should do a Kim Possible episode.
Kim Possible was fucking great.
Kim Possible was right at that age where I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm cool. I'm grown up. Because I was like, what, fucking 15, 14?
I think I had that for like a month with Kim Possible, and then I realized that I was already like super fanboying about the Lizzie McGuire show too, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to accept this.
I like didn't miss an episode, but it was like my secret shame that I was watching Kim Possible. I have a weird relationship with Lizzie McGuire because every boy in my 8th grade class was obsessed with her, like, physically. Mm-hmm. And would talk about her like that. Like, that's my main memory of Lizzie McGuire. And it wasn't creepy because we were all 13.
Right. Let's get that out there. You were age appropriate.
I did start this with 8th grade class. Like, I did that very much on purpose. But I like think about that now and I go, ugh. But like, you know, God, isn't she the lead on How I Met Your Father?
Is she?
I think so.
Jeez, I don't know.
I watched it. It was. I didn't watch Lizzie McGuire.
I didn't watch How I Met Your Mother, so I don't care about How I Met Your Father.
Oh yeah. Anyways, God, we're talking about pretty much everything, but
because it's sad. We lost Kevin Conroy, and I still haven't quite processed that yet. Some of these other celebrity deaths in recent years hit me a lot harder, a lot sooner, but this one is still yet to really get me.
Yeah, you're
and
just kind of like, holy shit.
And I know it's still coming. It's not that it didn't affect me. It's that Batman's dead.
It might, oh God, that sentence. It might be hitting me a little stronger because I watched through almost all of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited in the last few months. Mm-hmm. So, like, I've been watching Kevin Conroy shows. Oh, yeah. Real quick, what did you think of his live action? Because he appeared once in live action.
That's one of those things where it's like...
That was stunt casting to end all stunt casting, but...
Yes. It's one of those ones where it wasn't the greatest rendition, but I was so happy to finally get to see him do it.
I
had already been saying for years that, like...
I think he
fucking cast him.
Oh, he would have been great. Because he could have pulled it off better than... I mean, both of us like Batman Forever. He would have been a better Bruce than Val Kilmer back then.
He would have been a better Bruce than Clooney.
Well, that's not fucking hard. Even Clooney didn't think he did a good
phoned
job.
it the fuck in, but...
Or, God, who was the first one? Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Keaton.
Keaton, thank you.
Yeah, the Vulture himself.
He's a better Vulture than he is a Batman.
Yes.
Which is weird because that guy is very comfortable being the Batman.
God, the dinner, though.
The Vulture
dinner.
So good.
So good.
The Vulture dinner sounds like they were eating vultures.
Conroy, though. Yeah, so I will say I'm glad we rewatched this because I don't think I've seen it since it dropped on video.
My strongest memory of this movie is I don't remember if it was on either Nightmare Before Christmas or Batman Forever itself. There was a trailer for this movie. Like, coming soon on VHS.
Right.
Or coming soon to video. Even though this movie did go into theaters. It is the only animated Batman movie to go into theaters, I think. Or at least, no, because Lego Batman, but like...
It bombed in theaters because it was a last-second decision to put it in theaters. It was supposed to only go straight to video.
And then they're like, oh, let's put it in theaters, I guess. And it didn't do very well. They didn't advertise it for shit. No one really knew what... They're like, what's... Okay.
It effectively, like, axed a lot of... It, even though it was their own fault, it underperformed. There was supposed to be more like animation hitting theaters, except that this did bomb.
And then they're like, oh, we can't put them in theaters. So they stopped and they all went straight to video.
Which was, in that day and age, was a lot better for some of them.
And it was
DC animation
common.
these days, on fucking point.
Mm-hmm. Although they tended to do pretty good. Like, even the worst one, you know, the Batman Sub-Zero one, it's fine, but it's still well done. Interestingly, like, as soon... It flopped in theaters as soon as it hit home video. And, like, kids who didn't have to convince their parents to take them to the movies...
Yep.
Made its money back almost immediately.
Yep.
Like, they were like, oh, fuck, okay. This has a fan base. And it's actually...
We just suck. Yeah.
It's actually considered one of the best Batman movies of all time. And I don't disagree, which is interesting because it's not my favorite of, like, any of the stuff.
I think the thing I took away from rewatching it is that even it's not subpar, but a top tier Batman animated episode can make a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say this isn't even the best Batman animated series episode.
You know what?
Because it kind of is just an extended episode.
Yeah, which is
and I'm not
definitely
mad at
not
that.
a bad thing. Yeah, no.
I'm not mad at it. It does make it a weird pacing at times, for me at least. The beginning feels slow, and then once it starts to pick up, it's good. But like the beginning feels weirdly slow.
One thing I think, and one of the reasons it's kind of, as I said, considered one of the best, is everything it does perfectly. But there's not a super strong standout moment of this film. For me, at least.
I would say if there's any... I think the closest thing to a standout moment in this isn't... well, I guess Bruce is part of it. But there's the bit where...
I guess Alfred. Alfred is the fucking MVP in this, just for his, like, tiny little moments. But
for me, I'm going to have to paraphrase it because I realized I don't remember the exact lines. But he asks Andrea, he goes, "Are you still doing what your father told you to do?" And she comes back at him, "The only one in this room controlled by their parents is you."
that is very good. Like,
And I'm like, ooh, you nailed it. Got him. Burn.
like, what I mean is, like, this movie pulls in so many Batman tropes and moments and puts them all in one thing and does every one of them so well. Someone calling out Batman on the fact that he's just a fucking slave to the memory of two dead people. The early, like, Batman first appearance showing up and it not going well because he's not Batman yet. He's just a dude. You know, the first discovery of the cave. For me, probably my favorite bit is Batman versus the cops.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that scene was extremely well run through. The Joker was actually kind of intimidating, which I always appreciate. Joker gas is an underutilized thing in modern day.
I agree.
I think because it's goofy, so no one wants to do it. So now he's just kind of a serial killer.
But it's
like,
also fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
if
man.
done right.
Especially that actor who played sleazy city councilman number 7.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the character.
The one that gets interrogated while under Joker gas?
Unimportant, but his performance while on the Joker gas was incredible.
Yes. And it's a fucking terrifying scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my God. I really liked that. Like, in hindsight, once again, like coming back to this being like, oh, there's parts of this that are just fucking genius. There's parts... Well, the thing that I think surprised me the most coming back to it, and it's something I had kind of remembered about... I have re-went through the animated series, not super recently, but it hasn't been a long, long time.
Oddly, I think it's the only one I've never done a proper watch-through of.
It wasn't very recent, but it wasn't as long ago as...
It wasn't when you were 7, yeah.
And it's something I remembered from that as well, but even though it was very much a show that was put within a certain time block to be aimed at kids, and part of a block of programming that they all knew was going to be aimed at kids.
And they had to sell toys, and they had to...
They still treated them like a thinking audience.
Mm-hmm.
The movie doesn't explain the fact that it's happening in two different timelines, that you're getting a bunch of flashbacks intermixed in. You just flash back. And you have to take a second and realize and be like, oh, this couldn't have been happening next. Oh, this was happening a long time ago. I get it now. Cool.
I see. Yeah, I was never really like lost on that. I was able to be like, oh, it's young Batman.
Right.
Said watching.
But they also don't tell you. They don't go 6 years earlier. It's literally just cuts to the next scene, and you're earlier.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I find Batman in the white judo outfit, and I want to say a white headband, although I could just be adding that on, doing judo in his backyard. Just super fucking funny to me.
Oh my god. When he says he's practicing jujitsu,
that's it, jujitsu.
Which is generally, as I understand, I'm not a practitioner of jujitsu myself, but from what I understand, jujitsu involves grappling so much, you generally almost always train with a partner.
I thought that was judo, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I should not even be talking right now. She does immediately wreck his day, so apparently
and I was about to say,
practicing
well, here's the thing, and if you're practicing jujitsu, you're probably not going to be sitting there practicing all your strikes because, once again, it's mostly about the grapples
and throws.
And so what she does to him is actually closer to jujitsu than what he's practicing.
So this movie borrows pretty heavy. I mean, it tells its own story, but it borrows pretty heavily from two comic books. One, although not as strongly, Batman Year One. Although mostly in the, like, Bruce trying to be Batman without
knowing how to be Batman.
Without knowing how to be Batman and without having the uniform, the cape yet, the whatever.
The cape and cowl.
And some of the first fights kind of things. And I want to say a little bit from the first time he puts on the Batman outfit, which is fantastically done in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The first time he puts it on, you're like, oh shit, it's Batman. And Alfred, my word.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah, Alfred almost shits himself.
My son is dressed as a bat. I'm kind of scared of him now. But then it borrows really heavily from a comic called Batman Year 2, which has the worst fucking name. I cannot get over how much I hate that name. Other than Year 3. I think Year 3 is worse.
Year 3 is worse.
But
which is worse, Year 2 or 0 Year for a name? 3 I still say is worse than 0 Year.
Year 2 is worse, but that's a pretty good 0 Year, which is a fun story, actually. I enjoyed it. Was them desperately being like, guys, we need to add in some new stuff. We can't just, like, it's okay to change things from Year 1. And we're not even actively changing, per se. We're just
fleshing out in our way.
It doesn't.
And updating
it changes things wildly.
Yes,
like, it cannot be Year 1. But
it also can with the where the continuity was at that time period.
It's fine. Who cares? Like, you can... Long Halloween doesn't line up perfectly with Year 1. It doesn't make it any less fucking good.
Right.
Or any of the various things. Year 2, I remember making fun of it. Like, looking at it in the comic book store. And then someone bought it for me for Christmas. And I was so mad how much I liked this book. It's not Year 1. It's not Long Halloween, which is better than Year 1. Fight me. I mean, no, you're not going to. We definitively agree.
Absolutely love Long Halloween.
Year 1 is important as a, like, marker of things we can do with Batman. As a story itself, I don't know. It's just...
Year 1 has amazing moments.
Yeah.
It's not so much an amazing story.
It's also a Jim Gordon story. And it's so Frank Miller. And I'm not a huge Frank Miller guy, so... But Year 2 is written by Mike W. Barr, who I think is a Fruit Loop, but I don't, like, no... I should be clear. A jackass is what I mean. I should not use the term Fruit Loop when we were just talking about someone losing work because they were gay. Like, that sounds like I'm being an asshole. I'm overthinking this now. Congratulations! And then with art by, I think, originally Alan Davis and then fucking Todd McFarlane?
Yes.
Like, before he took off, which is two wildly different creators, by the way, because it goes from like really like smooth and sleek Batman to suddenly fucking Spawn Kate Batman showing up. But the basic idea is a former villain named the Reaper, or not a former villain, a former vigilante, but like murder vigilante named the Reaper has shown back up. It's basically the Phantasm. Spoiler alert. And Batman has to team up with a mob hitman, or like a mob enforcer, to help take down the Reaper. It never made sense to me why, but it was kind of cool. But thanks to continuity, this was able to work. Surprise! The mob enforcer is Joe Chill, the man who killed Batman's parents. They definitely left that part out of Mask of the Phantasm and added in a Joker storyline instead. Also, I do not think that... okay, from this point onward, fucking spoilers for Mask of the Phantasm. But in fairness, the toy line spoiled this before the movie even came out. Phantasm is Andrea Beaumont, his former fiancée and daughter of... No, I guess she's not daughter of the original Phantasm. There wasn't an original Phantasm in this.
Right. She was just she was daughter of the dude that got killed.
Yeah, it just throws me because I'm remembering in the Reaper, and then you meet her, I was like, hey, it's her, it's Phantasm. Oh, it's
never mind.
It's not. Okay, it actually just is an old guy with a worse first. It's
so
you should definitely read Year 2 because it is a fun, well-written Batman book, but it is probably not as good as this. And Reaper is definitely a poor man's Phantasm.
To help sell the way that it kind of was in Year 2, the voice actor that voices her father is the voice of the Phantasm.
That might be part of what is hitting me up.
For those who were paying enough attention to voices, it was supposed to like help sell that it wasn't her and it was him the entire time.
This movie gives a Joker origin story too. Like that, for whatever reason, they loved giving Joker origin stories in the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm. Like, I like the Joker involvement and his little fake out and getting the Phantasm is really neat. I don't really need another Joker origin story.
Yeah.
It's kind of the weirdest, weakest part of this for me.
I mean, it's not wildly important. It kind of is fun of like, oh shit, he was a mob enforcer. And credit to them, we never learned shit about it. We just know that at one point before he became the Joker worked for the mob.
He was part of a very specific crew.
Mm-hmm.
And that ties into this plot. That's all you know. Which I'm okay with. Knowing little bits like that about the Joker, I don't mind.
Is kind of more fun, yeah. Well, and I'm not fucking married to the fucking other Batman book that everyone's obsessed with.
Dark Knight Returns?
No, it's the Alan Moore one. Brian Boland, Alan Moore. Killing Joke.
Yeah.
I'm not married to that story either of the Joker's origin story of failed comedian, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's fine if he's a mob guy. It also kind of ties into the Batman 89.
Yeah.
Which was it was a heavy influence on Batman the Animated Series, even if it wasn't like 100% influence.
Right. It absolutely is an influence, though.
Mm-hmm. How many, I know this joke has been made, how many abandoned theme parks exist in Gotham?
All of them. The answer is all abandoned theme parks
I
exist
think
in
Harley
Gotham.
Quinn did a pretty good thing about stuff like that. But, like, it's just, Jesus Christ, Bruce, you have so much money. Even just fix up the theme parks and make money off them. That's fine.
It is kind of fun. I mean, they don't hide it. It's kind of on the nose. But I love that, like, the Fair of the Future, you see the Batmobile.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's
like,
not just
Bruce,
on the nose.
Here's
Bruce
your
bought that fucking Batmobile.
Yeah.
What I do love is it's painted red in that. The first time Batman has a car, I think it's called a Batmobile, but before it's the Batmobile, he drives a red car. It's just a normal looking fucking car. It's implied that the original Batmobile was, at least in some of the older stories, was designed by Robin, which is part of the reason why they look so goofy, because of fucking... I mean, we talked about it in an episode of Word Balloons. In those original stories, an 8-year-old fucking kid was designing Batmobile stuff, and Batman's like, sure, buddy.
It's like the Homer car.
Right.
It makes so much more sense now.
One thing I like about Kevin Conroy, just the thought of this. So, the fat, angry police detective that's helping try and take down the Batman, that is Harvey Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case you know. That's the role that Kevin Conroy originally auditioned for before the casting director, who was a friend of his, was like, why don't you try for Batman?
Yeah.
And then apparently just immediately got it. Like, they heard his version. They're like, all right. Technically, we have to listen to the other people we have signed up. But,
yeah. Oof. Don't care for that. I mean, I'm sure he would have
been
done fine.
but, like, no one else could have done the role and made this series the landmark that it is for every millennial who cares remotely about Batman.
Speaking of Batman, I hate to get off of Batman again for just a second,
No,
but one of the things when rewatching this, it made me wish for was that Bruce Timm
Yeah.
and Paul Dini would work together with Matt Wagner
Oh my God.
to give us an animated Grendel,
Oh my God.
because that's probably the best version of Grendel you could ask for.
Well, in this style, I mean, because this is a heavily inspired by the old Fleischer Superman cartoons, like the designs they were using for Gotham City. They just took a lot of those old school animated. Ooh.
It's already kind of Art Deco Gotham.
Gotham is just built to be Art Deco. Like, there's so many different ways you can do it. Gothic Gotham, fucking neon Gotham from, like, Batman Forever. But it should be Art Deco, and then you can do shit from there.
It should be Art Deco with 500-foot statues.
Yes. Why? Who fucking knows? We just thought it would look cool, and we're not wrong.
Just mostly naked men holding up buildings.
I will say, bringing back to this for just a moment. Okay, so the woman or the woman who voices Andrea Belmont also voices Lois Lane
Yes.
in Superman the Animated Series. And it's never bothered me before, but I was so fucking distracted by it this whole time. I mean, again, she did a good job. I just kept hearing Lois Lane.
I was weirdly distracted by. So this was supposed to finish the series.
Was it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And so there's a very specific shot that they use, or series of shots, a little sequence with the helicopter chase that is a throwback to the first episode.
Okay.
So it's a neat bookend.
Is that first episode Heart of Ice?
No, the first episode is the one with Man-Bat.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I can't remember the name of
yeah,
it. But,
yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, this is the bookend. And then I'm like, but it's not a bookend, because this continued.
For years and years and years. I mean, Justice League Unlimited was in the early 2000s.
I also had the uncomfortable realization that this movie ends simply but kind of beautifully, and like everything's open but kind of wrapped up. And then I remember that Justice League Unlimited did in fact tell us the fallout of this, and the fact that, oh no, Joker's not blown up, he got away and killed countless more people, and Andrea Beaumont became just kind of
an assassin for fucking Amanda Waller?
Yeah.
That said, like, I don't feel like that takes the way that this movie was ended. Sure, if it had been the finale, if it had been how they tied everything up, it would have been perfect. I don't feel like it loses too much by continuing the story, though.
No, it's just weird noticing those things and being like, but then it continued.
It's weird as the Phantasm actually was introduced to comics, I think, last year or the year before, in the Tom King wrap-up of Batman and Catwoman.
Oh, shit, okay.
I have no idea. I've not read that series. I just know there's a really cool cover with the Phantasm. And it's the Phantasm, not the Reaper.
Mm-hmm. Phantasm's a pretty fucking slick design.
I was really mad when she took off the hood and stuff. Not because it was Andrea Beaumont cool. That was fine, whatever.
It's just...
She looked so much cooler as the Phantasm, though. As I said, they accidentally spoiled that was Phantasm because they released the toy and you could take off the Phantasm stuff and just have her in the look.
Yo, toys
but the movie
always
hadn't
spoil.
come out yet.
Toys always spoil. If you want to know the spoilers for a genre movie, just pay attention to the toy lines.
Part of the reason when they're like, new design revealed in Lego set, I'm like, not clicking that.
It's why the Grogu reveal was such an actual reveal. It's because they hadn't given the design to the toy makers yet. Which is why it took so long to get official Grogu shit.
It's what you should do.
Yeah. But that's not Batman.
Okay, so after this season, because technically what we think of as Batman the Animated Series is actually like 4 different series, because it's Batman the Animated Series, Batman and Robin.
It wasn't just named Batman and Robin, though.
The New Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Go.
And I want to say there were some others as well.
New Batman Adventures?
Mm-hmm. Batman the Animated Series, the new Batman Adventures. Or no. Really wish I had looked this up more closely. Wow, he was in a lot of stuff even before this. Batman the Animated Series. The New Batman Adventure. Batman Beyond. I thought there was a New Adventures of Batman and Robin, but I could be wrong.
So I think the animated series at one point was aired under the name The Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Okay. But between Batman the Animated Series and the New Batman Adventures, they updated the Batman design. Partially because they were going off of when they released Superman the Animated Series, it was all in the same universe, but they had updated their animation designs a little bit for that, and they just updated Batman to kind of match that style a little closer.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah.
Do you have a preference between this Batman and the later Batman look? He's a little less round. He's a little kind of pointier, a little more stylized in that respect. And it loses some of the, he loses the Batman yellow circle and gets the classic Batman just on his chest.
I don't know if I'd have to think about that one more.
Because I have strong opinions and other people have no opinions or exact opposite opinions of me. I love the later look. This one is fine. It's good. I mean, it's still Bruce Timm art. I just thought the later one was so much better.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd have to take a long, hard look at them side by side for a bit and figure it out. I like them both. As when I just flipped between both of them, and I was like, I can't fucking decide. They're good looks either way. I'd rather Batman look either of these ways than a bunch of other ways. So
I'm so mad that they dropped the new Bruce Timm Batman show that HBO Max was supposed to be releasing. What the fuck were you? I mean, I know they were just chopping everything to try to make up money, but man.
I mean, that one might still see the light of day. Because the way their contract is structured, they can shop it out.
Mm-hmm. And I hope it will. But oh, come on, man. Just fucking...
Yeah. It's kind of like the weird thing with Sandman. Even, I mean, it did eventually get renewed for a second season by Netflix, but even if it hadn't, Neil can actually shop it around. Yeah.
Surprisingly, the new Superman animated series wasn't axed the same way.
Mm.
That might still be coming out. DC seems pretty determined of we own Superman, the most iconic superhero of all time. We can argue who the best superhero is. I realize Batman is more popular. But I mean, Superman is Superman. Superman. Like him or hate him,
he's Superman.
He's still Superman. And recognizing that, oh shit, maybe we should just take advantage of that.
I know we've both talked about how much we love what Gunn has been doing. How do you see Superman coming out from under Gunn?
I have no idea yet.
We know he can do the heart because we've seen Guardians.
Mm-hmm. And but even bits of Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
Yeah. But he does tend to be edgier than what I think of for a Supes.
Now, is he going to direct the movie?
From what I understand, he's working on the script.
Okay. I mean, I'd be willing to let him direct it too, don't get me wrong. I don't know. You see, the thing is, I think Superman needs a little bit of edge, and we keep rubbing those edges off in ways that he doesn't necessarily deserve. It's so easy when we think of Superman to think of, you know, old school, like Silver Age Superman with a smile, secretly being a giant douchebag to people if you ever actually look at those stories in, like, any sort of logical sense. That Superman is a monster. Yeah. That Superman is like fucking gaslighting people left and right. Or we think of like, oh, fucking Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, the one that was when we were kids, it was out, which actually really like that series, even if that actor is a complete asshole.
Yeah. Dean Cain's fucking douchewad, but that series, pretty good.
But he was so fucking...
And Terry Hatcher. I like Terry Hatcher.
God, she's beautiful. There was a picture of Terry. She did a photo spread where it was her naked, except for the Superman cape that was suggestively planted. Damn, son. Not to keep just talking about every actress we've talked about on this episode as just like, they're so hot, but both of the ones that we've talked about are so fucking hot.
Fair.
But, like, even in that one, he was, like, such a good Boy Scout that it was a fucking plot line that he hadn't gotten laid till his wedding night. It was a plot line. And then they had sex on the ceiling, and I could never figure out how that worked. But, you know, like, I don't think Superman needs to be that much of a Boy Scout.
Right.
You can have some edge. In my opinion, the best Superman...
He should be more of, like... a very kind-hearted, well-meaning country boy.
Radical kindness. But radical is part of it. Whatever issues you have with Man of Steel, and I've got plenty, even if, okay, yes, fucking what's his name? The Witcher. Actor.
Oh, Cavill.
Cavill. Henry Cavill. God damn it. You know, Henry Cavill, great Superman. He really did do a very good job, despite my negative opinions of pretty much every movie he was in as Superman. But whatever you think of Man of Steel, it has one of the greatest live-action Superman moments of all time, in my opinion. And it's the one where it's at the end of Man of Steel, and he just fucking drops the drone that they're, like, trying to spy on Superman with in front of the general, being like, hey, this was following me. Stop it. He goes, General, I'm here to help, but I'm going to do it on my terms. And took off. That's the Superman I want. I want a Superman with a little bit of an edge. I want a Superman that will stand up to oppression, even if it's from the government. I don't need him to be a fucking grimdark whatever. I don't need evil Superman. I don't need black suit Superman. Yes, it looked good. That's fine. But, like, I want the color. I want the farm boy charm. But I want a Superman that's a little bit rebellious, that's a little bit, I don't even know if dangerous is the right term, but, like, you know, a little bit radical.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Gunn could give us a supremely interesting version of a Superman for all seasons.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that would be good. Superman for all seasons, Superman Birthright would be a great one. I mean, I don't think he's going to adapt a comic book, and I don't want him to.
I don't think so either, but I'm just like, with how he uses ensembles and stuff, all those different characters looking at that character, I think he could do it really well. That'd be
such a good one. All seasons would be better as a short TV show, but also, side note, again, we're not doing recommendations. If you've never read Superman for All Seasons by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, it's so fucking good. Batman. I knew we were going to talk about everything else.
Because it's sad. We lost Batman. No, and here's the once again, not to try to take the we're doing this because of Kevin Conroy, but it's also partially because we both agree that, like, he's Batman. Mm-hmm. Who's your second favorite animated Batman? Or Batman voice, I guess. And I'm going to even count, like, live action if you just like their Batman voice.
I mean, I can't say Will Friedle because he's Terry. He's not playing Bruce, so it doesn't count. But he does such a... I love Batman Beyond so much. Keaton's Batman is extremely forgettable. Kilmer is fun, but he's not... iconic in the role. Diedrich Bader.
Same. I was hoping, yeah.
And we've seen that he can do, I mean, he's only done comedic Batman, but he's done such wildly different comedic Batman. And I think he could do a very serious one if he wanted to.
Yes.
But
he's just not being given that material.
that said, who played Batman in Young Justice? He's done a couple of things. He was also in Under the Red Hood. Bruce Greenwood. He played Pike in the newer Star Trek movies. The, like, Chris Pine ones. Bruce Greenwood plays an extremely good Batman.
Yes. Yes, he does.
I think Diedrich Bader has a bit more range. Even though, as I said, he just has played comedic Batman, but like...
Kevin Conroy is Batman. Diedrich Bader does jokes as Batman better than Conroy.
Yes.
Because Batman is funny. Batman makes a lot of jokes.
That said, okay, have you watched much Batman Beyond? Have you ever seen the clip?
Yeah, I've actually seen most of it, but it's been a while.
Have you ever seen, there's this just absolutely incredible episode that starts, it's Bruce Wayne's birthday, and Terry takes him to a musical about Batman.
Ooh. And
fucking Kevin Conroy sings a song as the guy playing Batman on this, going, and it's this, a superstitious, cowardly lot. They crime and cream and always get caught. And it's fucking like, he gets to play both him being old man Bruce Wayne, just sickened that someone would make a fucking Batman musical. But then he also, because he was a theater actor first.
Right.
Gets to do actual musical of Batman, like Batman on Ice shit. Also, the fact that Batman on Ice exists continues to just confuse me. I don't know how... I'm not even knocking it, but anything on ice, I don't know what to, like... Because they've done a bunch of Disney movies on ice. I'm sure it's cool. I don't know what to do with this like, this...
the other Batman-related thing that I love with Conroy, and it ties into the Diedrich Bader, is one of the better episodes of Brave and the Bold is Chill of the Night, which is kind of the Batman origin story. With the Joe Chill of it. Well, it's the story where he hunts down Joe Chill, and like it goes into the origin, and I think it's the only episode of the series where you see Bruce. Yeah, because
that series was really uninterested in secret identities.
Conroy plays the Phantom Stranger in that.
Oh, really? Doesn't he play like Batman of Zur-En-Arrh as well at one point? Like,
I was going to say, there's one other time though. The Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, that's a fun episode. Chill of the Night is actually like a legitimately really good episode as well. And it's like Phantom Stranger and the Spectre are kind of like the like good and evil
ghosts of Christmas Past.
Well, not even ghosts of Christmas Past, but just like observing the situation and commenting on it and the way that this could change Bruce and change Batman and stuff as he hunts down Joe Chill and decides what to do with him.
That's heavy. That's really heavy for a kid's cartoon. And I mean, that one's even more of a kid's cartoon than Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, oh God, it's a Venture Brothers episode where one of them is recruited to be a new sidekick to a Batman-like character, and the running joke is this guy keeps getting his Robins killed?
Oh God.
And if I remember, I'm trying to look this up right, because, oh God, another thing that I haven't thought of this episode in years, but I'm pretty sure they got Kevin Conroy to play the Batman analog.
Wait, so here's the fun. So it's Phantom Stranger and the Spectre make a bet for Bruce's soul based on what he does with the information that Joe Chill was the one that killed his parents. Kevin Conroy played Phantom Stranger. Mark Hamill was the Spectre.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's stunt casting, but that's really... Especially because those two both have range as actors.
It's a really good episode.
It is fun on Justice League Unlimited because, they have limited budget for voice actors, so a lot of the background characters will be voiced still by, like, Kevin Conroy or any of the other actors whose names I'm blanking.
And every once in a while, you're like,
technically, Kevin Conroy
Kevin.
plays, like, 10 people on that. God, he was also in Justice League Action, which I've never actually seen. He played Captain Sunshine in the Venture Brothers. That's what I was thinking of.
Nice.
And he recruits, I think, Dean, one of the Venture kids, to be the new Wonder Boy. And it goes better than it went for all the other Wonder Boys, but...
Oh, fuck, sorry. I just looked up the rest of the voice cast of that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Wayne? Want to take a guess? If you're going to stunt cast this entire episode, you have Phantom Stranger's Kevin Conroy, you have Spectre's Mark Hamill.
Adam West.
Yes.
Adam West is in fucking animated series. He plays the Gray Ghost, which is a old show.
Martha Wayne.
Julie Newmar?
Yes.
Holy shit. I almost said Eartha Kitt, but I'm like, nah, but God, I'm gonna have to go watch this fucking episode.
It's so good. there's 2 episodes of Batman Brave and the Bold that I would recommend to anybody because they're good. Chill of the Night, that one, and Might Fall, which is the very last episode.
Where he's desperate to turn it into a super dark...
No, yes, but Batmite is intentionally trying to make the show jump the shark so that it gets canceled because he's tired of Happy Batman.
Oh, God. Did you ever watch Beware the Batman? It was the series that came out after Brave and the Bold.
I watched like the first half of the first season.
The animation style is okay at best, but the series itself is pretty fun, particularly because it uses lesser known Batman villains. That said, they had to work really hard to make Professor Pig something they could remotely use on a kid's cartoon, as opposed to the fucking Jack Unterweger or God, I've been listening to True Crime Podcast again. Sorry, Dahmer or any of those fucking asshole serial killers that
he's much closer to.
Oh, Pig is one of the scariest Batman villains, which is weird to say.
Oh, I just had an idea for a mini-series where Pig and Zaz team up. Copyright us.
We have to get famous and at least get paid to do podcasting so we can start making these. I still don't think it's as good as our Adam Strange versus Hugo Strange storyline that we came up with, but Pig with Zaz as his like bagman, you're right. That's great.
I'm not sure if I have too much else on this.
I think it's time for us to go on our way. Next time is something. We're not even sure when we're recording next time. We promise, even if we do miss a week or an episode, we'll be back. We've been doing this for now 101 episodes. We got so many more to do. Yeah. So, thank you, as always. In the meantime, we're your generals of nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
Hi everybody, General Tyler here. If you like the show, please hit subscribe however you're listening to us right now. Also, if you could rate and review us however you're listening to us right now, or preferably over at Apple Podcasts, we would super appreciate it, as the whole world is ran on algorithms, and we want to be all up in them, getting our voice out to more places. Also, tell your friends. We always appreciate that. If you want to get in contact with us, ask us questions, give us comments, email us generalnerderypod@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.generalnerdcast.com. While you're there, check out all of our back catalog, or click the links up at the top, as we are part of the Earworm Podcast Network. Go check out all of our sister shows. We're involved with most of them, so if you already like listening to us talk, it might be in your best interest. And if you want to check out everything from the network, head over to earworm.com, EARVVYRM.com. We'd super appreciate it. Love you all. Have a good one.